This week on Days of Our Pirates, the Pirates have a home game at PNC Park against the Atlanta Braves, and they are looking to have a nice series going towards the All-Star break. And it looks like here, the Braves are up 1-0, but luckily, Chase DeJong was able to get out of the first inning with no harm whatsoever, well, there was harm, but considering the situation, 1 run is very good. And Adam Frazier, the All-Star, one of the only players on this team worth anything who will likely be gone at the trade deadline, just hit a single. Now let's celebrate this as we don't give him an extension. Because, sorry, I was talking like the Yankees and Dodgers management. We are the Pirates. We will not re-sign Adam Frazier. And now, it's a pop-up, and this is going to be an out. And that is simply spectacular. Phillip Evans, one of the young players who may not have a future like Ke'Bryan Hayes yet, but still can be a solid starter in the future. And Ronald Acuna Jr., prayers out to him. He tore his ACL and is out for the season, and it wasn't in this game, but I just want to say that I'm praying for him and his family, and it's very sad to see because he's one of the best players in baseball by far. And this means that this inning is over. But now at the top of the 3rd inning, and the Pirates are down 1-0. But wait, it's time for the All-Star break. But no, this is the Pittsburgh Pirates as it goes into a ground rule double, and that puts him on second base. And another one launched, and this one is once again going to be an out. Brian Reynolds, I can't wait to see him be traded or released in 2 years. What an awesome sports team this is. We somehow have no money, even though we don't pay our players, and also have one of the richest men as our owner in baseball. But that's okay. We're gonna spend money on Double Bubblegum, even though Clint Hurdle's not the manager anymore. Double Bubble Man. And as it looks like here we're going to get the single, and there he goes all the way into and out. Chase DeJong cannot make it, and Frazier is hit by the pitch. The man who's going to get traded at the trade deadline has gone on base, and Ke'Bryan Hayes launches one, but this one is out, and he loses the ball. Except it's not quite a Pirates play because nothing super crazy happened. That's not an uncommon play to see, which is a difference between this Braves and Pirates team. And Reynolds, he strikes out. It's 1-0 still Atlanta. And Ke'Bryan Hayes, man, he'll be in the Rising Stars game. He is going to be the future of this Pirates organization. And by the future, I mean we'll have him for 2 or 3 years and then eventually trade him or release him so he can go to a team like the Yankees, Dodgers, Rays, Red Sox, or Marlins. And number 69 here, Thengowski, he is getting a chance. I love to see him getting a chance in the major leagues. And it's almost time for the All-Star break, and this is where true Pirates baseball comes into form, as Ben Gamel launches a 2-run homer to center field to give the Pirates a 2-1 lead and make their management think that they're a good baseball team, so that way they can keep their management. The owner will say, yes, we have good enough management, and we have good enough players, and we have very great spurts of baseball games. And now next year somehow, even though we have the same team and the same management, and even though the team will likely just get worse, next year, they say, will be the year that we put it all together, and instead of being hot and cold or just straight up sucking, we're consistently an above average baseball team that makes the playoffs. What are they smoking? I mean, that's not going to happen. As Chase DeJong lets him get a walk, and this one is launched, and it is going to be caught by Brian Reynolds. I can't wait to see him do that for 2 more years until he inevitably gets traded to most likely the Yankees or Dodgers. And here, Clay Holmes, just a stud, the stud bullpen pitcher for this absolutely elite pitching core that is on the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team, will be pitching today as he strikes him out. 96-mile-per-hour fastball right up the seam, and that one is going to go right to Phillip Evans, and he gets it to Thengowski, and that is going to be the ball in the 6th inning. And remember, guys, it's almost time for the All-Star break, as he's going to get an out, but don't worry, I'll be saying this sentence again because they do this every single year. Even if they still have terrible performances before the All-Star break. They have performances that are so good that it fakes their management into believing that this team can be legit, and all they have to do is add a few more pieces and they'll be competitive. That's not the case at all. They need to fire the management. The owner needs to fire the management, but he won't do that. And we need to get rid of some of our older players and get more prospects and actually keep those prospects and actually pay our players, which is typically how any sports organization is run, but not the Pittsburgh Pirates. And Ben Gamel, this one is a fair ball. And remember, guys, it's almost time for the All-Star break, so time to put up one of our best performances all the way, all the year, until it's time for the All-Star break, which will be in less than a week. And here's Edgar Santana, the former Pirate, pitching in the bottom of the 6th inning. And this one is going to be a strike to Kevin Newman as he strikes out. But don't worry, here's Phillip Evans, and he is going to drive in a run. Thank you, Phillip Evans. Thank you for allowing our management to stay. Why do we do this every single year? As he is going to get an out, and this is definitely something that we can blame the Pirates for. This was a great play by the Pirates. You know, this is why we should keep the management around, because of a bad pitch by a former Pirate in Edgar Santana. Yes, they knew what they were doing all along. This is absolutely amazing organization. As it is 6-1, Buccos at the bottom of the 6th inning, bases are loaded, and Brian Reynolds strikes out. So this ball game isn't quite over yet. Odds are the Pirates will win this game though. But top of the 7th inning, and he is just going to walk him. And the next one, he strikes out. Ronald Acuna Jr., he was in the MLB Home Run Derby, not last year because there wasn't any All-Star events, but 2 years ago, which was the best one of all time if you ask me. And Sam Howard gets the strikeout. Bottom of the 7th, Jacob Stallings gets a single. And now that means we have to give him a 5-year contract extension, just like Gregory Polanco. Every single time he doesn't strike out, we add $500 million to his salary. As it looks like here, Ben Gamel launches another one, his second home run of the night. It's 9-1 Pittsburgh with no outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. And this is why, this is the true Pirates baseball. We were just pretending that we sucked the first 2 months of the season and the games that are inevitably going to come after this. We're one of the best teams in baseball. We just had an off year, just like the past 40 years. Those were all just 40 off years. Isn't that right, Pirates organization? That's what they'd probably say. Because just like in 10,000 simulations in 2018, whenever they decided, that was 2019, whenever they decided, hey, we're going to lose 24 out of 27, they still kept the management around, and they still kept the general manager around. They didn't fire him for that reason, they just fired him because it was best to part ways. Mr. Double Bubble Man, Clint Hurdle, he is gone. But thankfully we have the God, the Savior, Danny Shelton replacing them. And this, who is not good at all, I'm joking. And this one is launched by Key Brian Hayes. It's 11-1. That will be the final score of this game. He will be playing in the MLB Young Stars game this week. And what an absolutely amazing performance by the Pirates. Just proving that they can sometimes play well. Except don't worry, this means you're going to give Gregory Polanco a 5-year contract extension and keep all of their players around. So even the ones that have to go and inevitably trade stars that they need on their team and keep the same exact management. Now, the Bucks won the next game 2-1, which is very inconsistent considering the fact that they literally just put up 11 runs and they only gave up 2 and had great pitching 2-1, proving how inconsistent this team is. And this one is launched. We're checking in to see how the game from 2 days after was the day after they won 2-1, and 2 days after they won 11-1. And oh man, it was 14-3. This team's so inconsistent, but don't worry, man. We're going to bounce back next time against the Mets, right? Because we're just such a great baseball organization. Oh my God! Are you serious? 12-2, you give up a grand slam. It's already 8-2. Now you're just adding salt to the wound. We might as well go to the back of the woods and just start singing Kumbaya as we just get our butts kicked every single game we play, week in and week out, and eventually just keep losing hope. This team is so inconsistent, and final score was 13-4, just like last game, proving how consistently awful this team is, except for a very good set of performances before the All-Star break. Pat McAfee wants to buy the Pirates organization? You know, something tells me that Pat McAfee wouldn't necessarily be the best owner just because he's so fun-loving, and that's amazing. But when he just might not grasp the idea of owning a baseball team as well as a normal owner. But at this point, why not? And just like me rather having a podcast host and former NFL punter manage my Pittsburgh Pirates, so are the days of our Pirates.
Again to